Denisowki with Interference Technology. We're here today with Paul Denisowki from Rohde Schwarz, and we're going to ask him a couple questions. Paul, how do you stay on top of new technologies?
Well, it's not really that easy. A lot of times we use books or white papers or videos, things like that. A lot of times it's word of mouth. You find the guy who knows something, you track him down, corner him, maybe buy him a coffee or a beer and see what he can tell you.
Nice. What's the funniest thing that happened on a customer visit?
I had an instrument that came back from the service center, and they'd replaced the display on it. Well, the problem was, which I didn't realize till I got to the customer, the display was actually installed upside down.
Oh.
So when we powered on the instrument, everything was upside down. What we did then was we flipped the instrument upside down before the customer walked in the room and did the entire demo with the instrument upside down. The really funny part is I don't think they even noticed.
Oh, wow. Can you tell us an engineering joke?
There are 4 engineers who are taking a road trip. There's an electrical, a mechanical, a chemical, and a computer engineer. The car breaks down about an hour into the trip, so the electrical engineer says, well, I'll check the battery and the alternator and the fuses, and the mechanical engineer says, I'll check the engine and the transmission and the drivetrain. Chemical engineer says, I'll check the carburetor and the hydraulics, and they all look at the computer engineer and say, well, what do you think we should do? And he thinks about it and says, I think we should all get out of the car and get back in again.
What's your favorite Dilbert comic strip?
Oh, there's so many. I think the one I liked the best was where Dilbert goes into sales and he's being told by the sales engineer that a well-dressed engineer has no credibility. I had a lot of customers that when I showed up, if I was wearing closed-toed shoes and a shirt with a collar, I was more dressed up than they were.
Oh. Have you played any practical jokes on colleagues?
Well, you know, it's kind of funny. We have a lot of test equipment. We do test equipment at Rohde Schwarz, and we had a presenter who was up giving a speech, and I was in the back of the room with a lot of very expensive test equipment, and decided that I would make a sort of a beep generator, so that every time he was talking, I could press a button on the instrument and bleep out what he was saying on his wireless microphone. And it took him a little time to figure that out, but he took it well, and it had a happy ending. So.
Do you have any funny nicknames for your test instruments?
You know, it's funny. I brought some. We have a set of antenna elements for our PR100 receiver. This is the HC300 elements, and everybody pretty much agreed that this was the shovel.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty, or entrenching tool if you're in the military. This one, pretty much everybody called the pedal.
Okay.
The one that we couldn't figure out was this one. I had a couple customers call it an egg beater, but being from North Carolina, we quickly came up with the idea of calling it the bear trap. You know, kind of put your foot in the middle of it. And
that's funny. They all do look like those objects.
Exactly. I'm not sure what the real names are, but that is what we call them.
Great. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.